I think this is either the best movie, the best horror movie of the year, or it's the worst movie. I don't know if I love it or if I hate it.
So let's talk about The Substance.
Okay.
It's directed by Coralie Fargeat, which I saw one of her movies previously called Revenge, kind of like a rape revenge movie. It was really good. Well, before this, I had a channel that I reviewed movies, and that's one I reviewed on that one. And
Revenge?
yeah, Revenge. It's just called Revenge.
Is it good enough that I need to check it out?
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. But yeah, she definitely has like a very particular style in that. But it's definitely worth watching. But this is her newest movie, The Substance, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just start out by saying I like Margaret Qualley in it. Had lots of shots of her ass in it, her plump ass. Right?
Pump it.
I wasn't complaining. She always picks like interesting projects. I think she was recently in that Kinds of Kindness we watched, and I was okay with it, but yeah, she seems to pick interesting projects. Dennis Quaid is in it. He's like himself almost turned up to 11 because I think Dennis Quaid got a little crazy in his old age. So he's probably turning into his brother Randy Quaid now. So Randy Quaid's kind of a crazy dude. And Demi Moore. I haven't seen Demi Moore in anything for like, I don't even know how long.
A long time.
15 years. Are you familiar with Demi Moore?
I mean, her face looks familiar. I don't know where I got that from, but yeah.
Well, I don't even remember the last thing she was in, but the last thing I known about her is that she was married to Ashton Kutcher at one time. But I'll just say with like Demi Moore, I thought she was phenomenal in this.
Yeah, she really. She gave up absolutely 100% in this movie.
I think this is probably one of the best performances I've seen this year, and I'm not like an awards person, but I think she should get a nomination, even though they don't really take horror seriously in the Academy. Yeah, horror and comedy are like really big, like things they don't really recognize.
What? That's ridiculous. That's a big. There's a big market for those, and should have been considered.
I mean, I thought she was fantastic in this. I don't really find her to be an incredible actress anyway. I thought she was just okay in everything she's been, but in this, she was like phenomenal. But what did you think overall with just without too many spoilers? What do you think of The Substance?
I think this is either the best movie, the best horror movie of the year, or it's the worst movie. I don't know if I love it or if I hate it. I don't know. At least the first.
It was all over the place, wasn't it?
I mean, the story is consistent. Like it's not like it got like small pieces all over the place. It's consistent, a main storyline that it follows.
I was thinking you were gonna hate it because you hate needles going in the skin. And there was like 10 fucking shots of needles going into the skin. There's like
a needle pointing to a pussed up wound and pulled out. It's just like very clear zoomed in shot of it.
And stitching and everything. Like there's a whole like 3-minute segment of her just stitching like a wound together and just close up with the needle just going through the skin, and you were just like this the whole time.
Screen with my arm, I'm just watching your face and trying to get at you. Most of the time you're like this.
I was just laughing because I know you were gonna like go ape shit, and I thought you were gonna hate it, but
It is really gross. It is really gross, but
well, that's just body horror for it. I don't know if you watch much body horror. You watched The Thing. The Thing's kind of considered both cosmic horror and body horror.
but the thing is, no, that's weird.
What's weird?
I was trying to say the thing is, but I didn't mean the thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, thing was made, like, the cosmetic effects weren't that good. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't.
It was really good for the time. I think it's pretty good for now. Yeah, I think it's good now.
It was this movie where it literally show a wound that's pussed up and with all the effects on the side, and some of the even more gory scene later at the end of the movie. I felt like this one just it made me feel like it's very real, so it's hard to watch.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so like one of the movies I want to show you. I mean, it's October right now, but one of the movies I want to show you next time is a body horror movie called The Fly, and it's a classic.
The thing's like in this movie, like this character like felt like she was gonna throw up, and I was gonna throw up with her.
Okay, I'll just say now, like, I love this movie.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, so you see trailers, it doesn't show anything, and that's been like a trend with horror movies this year. It seems like Cuckoo and Longlegs, and you don't really know what it's about, but you get the vibe of it. You get the vibe of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And both those movies kind of left me a little disappointed. But this one, it was the best fucking payoff. Like, yeah, it just blows those away. Like, it just kept going and escalating, and I'm just like, I loved every minute of it because they don't make movies like this. This is like, and you won't get the reference, but this is like David Cronenberg, who directed The Fly, meets Paul Verhoeven, which is, I'm like, this movie doesn't take itself seriously. It is very exaggerated. Yeah. It's almost like satire, and that's what Paul Verhoeven's good with. He meets Starship Troopers and RoboCop. You're not supposed to take them at face value. They're satire. And this is what this was. It was satire. Like, it was. They just, like I just said, they just don't make movies like this anymore. And yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, like the thing that you mentioned with the trailer. The thing is, like,
and I like that trend. Like, I don't like shit given away. Like, we just watched. So now I avoid trailers now almost, unless it's a teaser trailer. And that Smile 2 trailer came out, and it's like gave away some fucking plot points, and I'm like, I'm already gonna go to see the movie. You said that. You're like, you're going to see the movie. You don't have to give more away to it.
I never really even liked any teaser or trailer. I don't like knowing anything about it. Like, it doesn't matter. And you know that some trailers look fantastic, and it does disappoint you. Most of the time, it's the ending of it. And some trailers like this one. Like, I really felt like it was gonna be such a cliche story. Like, some women inject a beauty product and turn her into a pretty young girl again. I feel like something that's so very cringy. I didn't have any good hope for this movie at all. But like, what actually happened in the movie is way beyond what was introduced in the trailer. And even and the ending of it, like I said, I don't know if it might be the best ending of all horror movies that we watched this year, because it definitely brought it up to a completely different level.
You did. See, that's the thing I like about it, because it's almost like unpredictable.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening next. And so, you know, she takes the thing, you know, I forgot what it's called. It's not called the substance, it's called the whatever. And like, she births someone else out of her body, and I thought that they're like the same person, the same personality, but apparently they're not, and they kind of start fucking each other over, and it just culminates into this huge, like, splatter fest at the end of it. So, yeah, I think this is a movie like, it's got a lot of themes to it. I think it's got a lot going on.
Yeah, it really does. But I think the message that we're trying to deliver was really clear, almost really clear from the beginning to the end. It's just like the layers that they add on it to not really just directly say what they're trying to tell you, but like with all those elements, like words from different characters, like the, you know, you get a very like direct and obvious vibe from each of these unique characters. You get like the message each of them trying to deliver as well.
Well, let's talk about some of the themes. Like, I think the main theme is beauty standards.
Yeah.
Just, you know, they have to. Okay, so the rule is that they live as one person for a week, and they have to switch for a week. So in that week, she sees this huge billboard of this young woman that she is for, or I don't know, like it takes her place for a week, and it's kind of like body dysmorphia almost.
Yeah.
Like, and then Demi Moore is not an unattractive person at all, and I think part of her performance is like showing all of, you know, aging of her body.
Yes.
And she still looks fantastic, but I think it's like, especially in a world where everything is like photoshopped, and she just shows her body and, you know, the flaws of it, I mean, of aging, and I think that like escalates the performance too. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone like deals with that, like seeing shit online or on a billboard or whatever, and just feeling like making you feel insecure.
Yeah, and one thing is that, like, I think it's trying to say you gotta be content with yourself at this moment, because like even for me, I look back on the days where I think I looked better now, but at that time, back in time, at that time point, I feel like I didn't look good enough. But now I think about it, I actually looked at that time.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to that time. The thing is, you don't really appreciate yourself at the present time, right? So when you look back, you're always trying to look back, always trying to, you know, chase a better version of yourself. Why don't you just like enjoy who you are at this moment?
Absolutely. And I think it's like the entertainment industry as well. Yeah, it just starts with her Hollywood star being built, and eventually like showing her on top of it, and then just people walking all over, and it starts to crack. That is like a really unique way of just showing her age without actually showing her aging through that. So
yeah, like I said, like the message is trying to deliver is, it's pretty simple, it's easy to understand, right? And you get it almost right away, but the layers, the elements they add onto it to make it more subtle, to make it more like multi-dimensional, to make it less simple but more complicated, to make you think about it, I think is like you said, the thing that they do with the Hollywood sign. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, just throughout the movie, I think they did some really smart, clever, like, plot to, you know, build up the story and make the story, make their message a lot fuller.
Yeah, and especially like the men judging everyone. like I said, it's a satire, okay? So you're not supposed to take it at face value, but the one thing I thought was hilarious was when Dennis Quaid is with the board members, and it's just a bunch of fucking old, gray-haired men. Like, it's like, why don't...
dying to see you.
It's like, why don't you smile? And it was, and I think like these themes, I think this movie is gonna live on, and people are gonna like dissect it and everything for years to come. Like, I think it's that great of a, like, just so much going on in this like splatter flick. That's what I'm calling it, like a splatter flick.
Yeah, and like going back to the point of the trailer, I'm a little concerned because of how like simple the trailer was. I'm wondering if like it's getting the crowd that it deserves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm wondering if people will actually be interested to see this movie, because I think the movie itself is actually 10 times better or more than what you would expect from the trailer. So
Yeah, I hope it makes a ton of money. I want to see this Coralie Fargeat. Anything she makes now, I'm gonna go watch. Like, but oh man, like at the beginning of the movie, okay. So I know it's gonna be a disgusting movie because someone drops like a piece of paper. And like just the sound design. Someone drops a piece of paper in a puddle, and it's just like the most wet sounding.
I would take that out.
And as someone who watches mukbang, okay, and
those disgusting like smack videos.
He's like eating the shrimp and just like chewing and just like.
It's like.
You didn't like that?
I did not enjoy it at all.
Oh, I thought you would have liked that.
It's so gross.
That's how I feel when you watch your mukbang.
I did not watch mukbang for the disgustingness of it.
So I want to talk about the finale real quick. I'm not going to give anything away, but fuck that finale. Okay, so you don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll watch it eventually. Probably not anytime soon, but what it reminded me of is Dead Alive.
Okay.
It is the most fucking bonkers ending. Like, okay, Dead Alive, it's a zombie movie. His house is full of fucking zombies. He takes a lawnmower, takes it up, and starts charging through the zombies with the lawnmower. Okay? And that's what it reminded me of. I'm like, holy shit. Like, they put, like, that's what, I don't know how many gallons of blood they used in that finale, but it was glorious.
What? Oh my goodness! Like I said, it was a blood hose. But I was laughing throughout the ending because I don't know what to think about it. Cause
it's ridiculous, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't know if I should love it. It really, while I was watching it, really reminded me of some of the videos you watch when a bunch of guys watch like the most ridiculous or the most movie of all time. And it gave me the same feeling that it's absolutely ridiculous. I want to laugh, like. But in the meantime, I feel like this is the perfect ending to this movie. And movies these days, we experience that a lot, that the endings are almost always somewhat underwhelming or disappointing, that it doesn't really give you the final punch.
Yeah, like Cuckoo and Longlegs, I think.
Yeah.
They build it up well, but it's just, the finale just kind of whimpers.
Yeah, but this one is good. This one is absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think the best part is probably the best, and the worst part is probably the ending.
I was kind of worried about what you thought of it, because you were just like,
ridiculous. But like I said, the cosmetic, the makeup stuff that they did is, I cannot stare at it for a long time before I, gross myself. But I know what they're trying to do, or like what is happening. I didn't know what was happening.
Okay, so just how about your overall thoughts and final score?
Well, overall thoughts, absolutely amazing movie even for someone who hates body horror.
Okay, so I took you to see a Saw movie and you almost threw up. So I was worried about how you're going to react to this.
Okay, but the thing is, in a Saw movie, that is like cold-hearted cruelness.
Yeah.
In this one, it's comedy-ish, it's voluntary, it's
satire.
To like make it work, so you're almost like, I'm gonna follow the story, I'm gonna support this journey, I want to see what happens next, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, it's a different vibe, but still, it did still gross me out, but I guess in a very good way. Final score, it's gonna be a 4 out of 5 for me. I really,
Damn.
I would even give out a higher score if I'm into this type of like grossness, but I had to cover my eyes for multiple scenes throughout the movie, so I don't know if I missed any like parts. And yeah, so 4 out of 5, I think it's a fair score for me.
Okay. My final thoughts. Let me just go on for the direction of Coralie Fargeat. She's got a really keen eye, and just like the style of the movie, it's almost like modern day 80s. Almost like the style is 80s, but you know it's modern day. And just Demi Moore's performance might probably be my favorite performance of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe for years. Like I haven't seen, like I didn't think much of Demi Moore before this, but fuck, she was like fantastic.
Really good, really phenomenal.
And it's just so good to see like a horror movie that just it pays off. It just pays the fuck off. Like I was looking forward to Long Legs, a little disappointed. Not terrible, a little disappointed, and it's just this movie made it worth it. So it's probably one of my, it's gonna be contender for my favorite movie of the year, and I'm just gonna have to give it fucking 5 out of 5 stars. Oh man, like they
deserves
it. This is like one of the best body horror movies I've seen since The Fly, and The Fly I think is fantastic, and I don't know, it's just everything. Like it. Okay, this is almost like 2.5 hours. Did it feel like 2.5 hours?
No,
not at all.
It feels very, very tight, very fast-paced. Almost every minute something's happening, and it doesn't feel that long. And in the meantime, it doesn't feel like any part of the story, any part of the plot was redundant.
Yeah.
This is, I have absolutely no complaint about this movie other than the body horror that I am.
The needles.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. One of my favorite movies of the year. Probably the best horror movie this year so far.
People are gonna love that.
Did you see The Substance? Let us know what you thought of it in the comments. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and we'll see you later. Bye.